4K 30, Rocksteady on. This is the first clip of the DJI Osmo Action with external microphone. Okay, this is a test with the new external audio upgrade on the DJI Osmo Action. It's time to update the Osmo Action. We've got new firmware, I've got a new microphone, external adapters, and accessories to show you. Today I wanted to give you an update on the DJI Osmo Action because I do have a couple of new accessories for it, as well as there's a new firmware update out. So there's a couple of tests I want to do on this old firmware before we update to the new one. I believe what we're on right now is 1.5. Don't quote me on that, but the last firmware update was the one that helped with the screen lag. So we're on 4K 60 right now and there's a lag, right? But if you change this to 2.7K 30, and that was the last firmware update where the lag is acceptable. It's no longer a full second behind, it's like a couple of milliseconds behind, right? It's pretty good. DJI Osmo Action, really good action camera, front selfie screen that the GoPro still doesn't have, shoots 4K 60 linear, 2.7K, Rocksteady, all that stuff works great. The one thing I do not like about the DJI Osmo Action is the audio quality that you get out of it. It's a little hard to explain. It's almost a hollow sound. It's not really a pleasing audio. It's not bad, but it's not good either. The one thing I don't like about the DJI Osmo Action is the audio. So it's a much better, we're on 4K 60 right now. And when this first came out, they said that they would allow external microphones, and it was many, many months of nothing. They had nothing. And people were trying to use the DJI Osmo Pocket adapter to run in this machine, and it just wasn't working. They finally hired a third party to make the adapters, and then when it first came out, I found it cheap from Banggood, but it took 3 months to get here. So I did save a bunch of money. Instead of paying $50 for this, I paid $16 for this, but it took a long time to get here. Anyway, it is here now. This is the official DJI Osmo Action external microphone adapter made by the third party Sinova. What I want to do is get this connected onto here. We'll do an audio test because the new firmware that just came out for the DJI Osmo Action says that it improves external audio quality. Before I do that update, I want to try it on the old firmware just to see if I can hear a difference. This adapter first came out, quite a few people had tried it, and there's a lot of posts on the internet saying that it doesn't work very well. I'm hoping that I got a good one since I waited so long. I'm hoping that that I didn't get a first batch unit that had some production problems. As well as the shape of this thing is a little annoying, as it does break compatibility with some third-party cases that came out before this adapter came out, because everyone was expecting it to be the size of the Osmo Pocket adapter, and it's just not. It's kind of an awkward sized adapter dongle. And so it does have a USB-C pass-through. And there's your microphone jacks. And it's got this little thin rubber gasket on here, which looks to be a lower profile on mine and some of the other ones that I've seen. So maybe I did get a newer version, because that little piece of foam seems to be much shallower than the old one. Good sign already. I'm thinking that this is a better unit than one I had seen on the internet when they first came out. So in order to use this device, you have to take it out of the frame, pop the door open, take the door off. Now, if you want to mount your camera to anything, you got to put it back in the frame. And then we'll plug in the adapter, because they've got it so that it'll only go in this one way. I don't see anything on the screen right now. Let me just get a sample footage of. Let me change this to 60 frames a second, just because I like 60 frames a second. Okay, this is an audio test of the DJI Osmo Action on the old firmware. This is an audio test of the DJI Osmo Action on the old firmware, before the firmware that enhances external audio. Now, I've got my external microphone. This is a Rode VideoMic Me, and this is meant for smartphones. So I do adapt it with a TRRS to TRS adapter, which turns it into a Rode Video Micro. It just doesn't have the nice stand on it. So plug it in right now, and it picked up external microphone. It even gives a, oh, that's pretty cool. It picked up external microphone and is giving me a little meter gauge, so I'm going to swap over the screen so I can see that better. Yeah, we've got external microphone support for the first time ever. This adapter I had tried some third-party ones but before this came out. They do not work. So that is one annoying thing about these action cams, is they make DRM to make sure that you have to buy the specific microphone adapter. But anyway, this looks like it's going to work. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the first clip of the DJI Osmo Action with external microphone. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the first clip of the DJI Osmo Action with external microphone. I'm holding a microphone shotgun at my face, and we're going to see what the sound quality is like. Awesome. Before I do that firmware update, there's another piece of accessory that I decided that I wanted to get to make this a little bit of a more useful scenario, because I don't really have a way to clip this microphone on here. So there's quite a few of these on the internet. I decided I would want to try this one, the PGYTech camera cage, and I'm hoping that this Sinova adapter will fit in it. So we're going to see here. Does it work? And I like this one because it's a toolless design to get the camera in and out. That just clips on and off toolless. It has 2 cold shoe mounts with risers. So this side is a 1/4-20 tripod jack, cold shoe mount, another riser, just a cold shoe to cold shoe riser. And then on this side, you have a bigger cutout so that you can actually have your door on or off while it stays in the cage. So now you can have your door closed and keep it in the cage. So this cage will be a replacement for this one. As long as this new cage doesn't produce any kind of audio artifact, which is a thing, that the case noise gets picked up by the mic sometimes. I'm going to go this way so that my thumb screw is on the right hand side when it's facing. I also almost always replace all of my GoPro style mounts with a 1/4-20 style base, because I just find that's way better than any kind of a clip system. So that's a thing too. You can find these bases to order online. I'll put links in the description for these too. These are really handy to get. Sometimes they come with a lot of tripods since action cams are so common nowadays. But this is my new camera cage for the Osmo Action. You have to pop the door off, so you're still going to lose the door. But okay, seems a little wobbly. Okay, we'll have to power it on now and see, does it pick up the microphone? It does. It's just a little bit more of a wobbly connection. So actually that means that this frame is thinner than this one. Let me just do a quick test here. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the Sinova mic adapter in the new cage. I went and grabbed a couple more accessories, and this is what I was able to come up with. I'm still unsure if the microphone is going to be seen in the camera lens. It likely is. I think I'll have to raise it up even more, but I was able to get it mounted, as well as I've got it so you can swivel it for if you want to have from talking behind to in front. So I think I just need to raise it. I might need an extension cable, but anyway, next step is get the firmware updated. Go into your DJI Mimo app and you will get prompted that there's new firmware update for the DJI Osmo Action. So I'm going to connect to the Action. New firmware update available. Tap to update. 1.7.00.20 added loop recording feature, optimized sound for external microphone, and fixed an issue with live view latency where video resolution was set to 4K at 24, 25, or 30 frames a second. So they're saying that they've again improved live view latencies at 4K. So in 4K 30, I might get an even better live view experience. So I'm updating the firmware now, and we'll test it when we come back. Firmware is installing, approximately 2 minutes. And it's now running on the new firmware. I have also just moved the microphone to the side position because on top it was getting in the shot, as well as it was adding a shadow over the lens. So I still need to come up with a slightly better setup for this, but mostly because I want to always keep the big wind muff on, because shooting outside you want to have wind taken care of, so you want to shoot with a big muff as much as you can. Check out the audio quality. Okay, this is a test with the new DJI firmware. Okay, this is a test with the new DJI firmware Action external audio test. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is the first clip of the DJI Osmo Action with external microphone. Okay, this is a test with the new external audio upgrade on the DJI Osmo Action. Firmware 1.70, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm shooting at 2.7K 60. Live view latency is through my phone, but live view latency on display. At 2.7K 60 is still there. But let's try 4K 30. 4K 30, rock steady on. Come on, focus in. 4K 30, rock steady on. That seems like acceptable lag. Because previously when you would try and vlog into the screen, it would be a little bit weird. You would look at yourself and it would be slightly behind and it would throw you off. So now it's really fast. So now you can run at 2.7K 30, 4K 30, and it's acceptable. So this has now just become a really, really good vlogging option. That's the whole point of this video. DJI Osmo Action keeps getting better and better. Firmware updates keep coming out for it. They have upgraded it hugely since it first came out. And there's really good accessory support for it now, as you can see with all the stuff that I've got hanging off of it, as well as I had an idea of getting a light for it as well, which I'll show in a future video. Light cube extension. Wow, woo, that's bright. But yeah, so there's this really good frame by PGYTech, really good quality. I like all the features, as well as the little hot shoe riser thing. It does have rubber in there as well. It's well designed actually. So you can add a bunch of accessories to your Osmo Action, as well as now good audio. So I will come up with a cleaner solution to all of this, but overall, we're good to go. We'll make some future videos about actually using this stuff in the field, but for right now I just wanted to go through that update, a firmware update, show that I got the external audio adapter and the new cage, and then we'll actually put it to use and compare it with the inbuilt microphones on the GoPro Hero 8 and 7, because I still have the GoPros and I did not buy the external audio adapter for the GoPro system. We're going to just use it on the Action and see how does it compare. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new around here, subscribe. If you want to talk to me, leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching.